Hello my nature lovers, my name is Adam Barralet, I'm here from Crystal Connections, and today we'll continue our journey exploring different zodiac signs and looking at different gifts from nature that we can use to connect with Mother Nature and to help balance that zodiac sign of Virgo. Now Virgo is a really interesting sign and often a bit misunderstood as well. One interesting thing about Virgos is they're an earth sign. So they're very nurturing, very loving, very generous. They're very much, one of their prime focuses is of being of service to everyone. They just want to be there, heal everyone, that type of thing. However, where the conflict in their personal makeup comes is their planetary ruler is Mercury. Now Mercury is all about the mind. And we spoke about Geminis the other day, and Geminis are also ruled by Mercury. But being Mercury, which is all about the mind, and an air sign, that's all about the mind as well. So they work really well with that Mercury energy. But then you've got this earth sign, which is Virgo, which is all about nurturing and healing and that type of thing with this mind. And so what you have is this conflict between thinking a lot about healing and helping other people. So what can happen when a Virgo gets unbalanced, they become a bit of a perfectionist. They're known for being a bit OCD and having everything in control and a certain type of way. The reason they're doing this is they want to make everything perfect, not just for themselves, but for everyone, because that is their way of showing that they care. Because of this kind of they can really work themselves up sometimes and get themselves into a real kind of state. I had to explain when I had two friends that were dating, one was a Gemini and one was a Virgo. And the Virgo, as politely as possible, asked the Gemini, "Can you please stop putting away my socks in my sock drawer?" And the Gemini, "Well, why?" "Because it's your sock drawer and I roll them up and I put them in neatly. What's the problem?" And we had to explain to the Gemini that not only does a Virgo have a sock drawer where the socks belong, but there is a system within that sock drawer. And that is that way that Virgo will get everything perfect for themselves, and perfect for everyone else, and so that they can give as much as they can. And we're going to talk about how we can balance out that kind of OCD tendency in that type of way. So let's talk, hello, for everyone. What about Aquarius? We're going to get to Aquarius in a few more days. You're going to have to wait till next Thursday, Paul. We're doing one sign a day for the next few days. So let's first of all talk about some crystals that we can use to help balance out that Virgo energy. What happens because their Virgos are ruled by Mercury, there's so much going in their minds, they can keep themselves up at night. A really great crystal for them to use is a diamond. Now I actually don't have a diamond. A crystal guy doesn't have a diamond, that's a bit bad. But if you do have a diamond, what do we know about diamond? They're strong and they're clear. And so they're very good about clarity. And Virgos sometimes can get themselves into this whole paranoia or anxiety because they don't know what to do. And what happens is diamond helps to give us strength and clarity. Really, really good. Now, if you don't have a diamond, something that's a bit more affordable is a Herkimer diamond. So this is a single Herkimer diamond. Beautiful. And this is how they come out of the ground, looking as dazzling as this. And then for a bit of crystal porn on a Saturday, here's my collection of Herkimer diamonds that all grew together. As you can see, the light's catching them and they're kind of sparkling. And this is the interesting thing. A natural diamond, a normal diamond, will require man's work to become beautiful. Whereas a Herkimer diamond is naturally born beautiful. Both have very similar traits. Herkimer diamond is very much about allowing your light to shine, transformation, that type of thing, but it brings that clarity, and so that's why I really love using it for Virgos. The second crystal that I like is another bit of a rare one. I do have a couple of common ones for you, Virgo, but this one is blue jade. Now we know green jade is the most common colour, but you can also get black jade, yellow jade, white jade, lavender jade, and blue jade. This is also known as dianite. It's found in Russia. It was named after the Princess Diana. It was discovered just a short time after she passed away. And so this is a really beautiful one. Now when we think about Diana, what do we know? It's that beautiful, she was so giving and generous. I actually don't know her star sign off the top of my head, but I would suggest that maybe, she had all the Virgo energy in her. And this helps to bring out that kind of energy. But the really good thing about dianite is it helps you to be of service to cater to what people actually need. I remember doing a tarot reading for a Virgo once, and she lived with her parents still, and her parents would get so annoyed at her all the time because she'd tidy up and she'd do all this stuff around the house, and they get angry at her, and she's like, "I don't understand, I'm doing my best to help out." but they didn't want her to do that. And sometimes Virgos will do what they think people need, rather than actually connect and communicate through the throat chakra, blue crystal, and understand what people truly need. And so Dianite can be a really beautiful one to bring out. It is a crystal of charity and generosity, but giving people what they need, not what you think they need. You know, really interesting. I'm going to Nepal in May to do some charity work after the earthquakes that happened there, where doTERRA gets one of their oils, which I'm going to talk about later. And we've been told that we're not allowed to take gifts. And that you're like, oh, well, that sounds rather, harsh. But they explain to us that giving gifts to people that are struggling and in poverty doesn't get them out of the cycle of poverty. It doesn't empower them. It kind of feeds that kind of stay in that mentality. And that's why you see, I'm sure if you've traveled before, you see people like beggars. And because that's so rewarding for them, they actually do that. I have even heard horrible stories where parents will actually give their children, or while they're pregnant, have toxic different things to actually make their children deformed because it makes them better beggars. But I digress. Dianite will make sure that you actually know what you're helping to be of service and giving people what they actually need. Now, one of the great things about a Virgo is they are so organized. And so if you want to kind of facilitate that energy and bring that energy a bit more and also get your mind in order, then fluorite is good. Now, fluorite, you may have seen rainbow fluorite. It comes in greens and purples and blues and yellows. But this is a bit of purple. And I want you to have a good... Hopefully the camera focuses quite well. Can you see all the little squares? So, on a molecular level, and even as it grows raw, fluorite grows in beautiful squares. Now, crystals grow in 7 different shapes. And one of those shapes is squares or cubes. And anything that grows in squares or cubes is really good for getting the mind in order. I want you to think about when you smell maybe an essential oil that you haven't smelled before. You're like, that kind of smells like grapes or like leather or something like that. Do you know what I mean? And we're always trying to categorize and put things in boxes, because when we can categorize and understand things, that's how we learn. And so fluorite helps us to get our brain in order and our life in order. So when Virgo is struggling to get everything in order, fluorite can be really good. So we talked about how to help Virgo be as giving and as order as possible. But sometimes they get a little bit OCD, as we said, and trying to get everything perfect and end up, ranting and raving when it's not perfect. The crystal that I like to recommend for that is one called cryolite. It's just a plain white crystal, but quite a rare one. And I basically call this crystal the fuck it crystal, or the surrender crystal. It encourages people when they're holding on to things too much, and it must be this way just to let go of that attachment. No, it doesn't mean that you're not caring anymore. It's you're letting go of the attachment and how it must be. And I'm sure you've all had perfectionist moments in your life where you're like, no, it must be this way. And it's like holding onto a cake of soap. It'll just slip out of your hand if you hold it too tight. And we know that if you're forcing anything, that's not going to get the result you want. So cryolite is a really good one for surrendering attachments. Not surrendering about caring. It doesn't mean that you don't care anymore. It just means that you relax and that you allow things to be. You still give your energy, give your love and that type of thing, but don't get too attached to exactly how the outcome will be. So these are some amazing crystals that I really recommend for balancing out that Virgo energy. But let's also bring in some essential oils which will have amazing impacts on our body physically, but also emotionally and spiritually. Now the first one that's really, really good is patchouli. Patchouli is a real grounding oil. It's really good for earth signs to help them come back in their body, to be a bit more present. Remember, being ruled by Mercury, we can be too much in our minds, Virgo. So patchouli helps to bring you back to the present. It helps to calm and soothe you and helps you be a bit more present, and is really good for self-awareness work, especially self-awareness of the body. So patchouli is great to either diffuse or anoint yourself in when you're doing something like yoga or Tai Chi or Pilates or anything like that. Who's that? Dahlia. Dahlia loves patchouli. I do too. So patchouli is absolutely amazing. Now another one for focusing the mind that I really like for Virgos is basil. I haven't got all my oils with me. My partner's traveling at the moment and took some of our oils, but I do have my basil. Basil is great for adrenal fatigue. Pop it in some water, 1 drop of this with 1 drop of spearmint and 2 drops of lemon in a big jug, and drink that. Perfect. That was a little digression, forgive me. But basil, ancestors used to say that basil helps to put a scorpion in the mind, and I love that analogy. If you think about a scorpion, it has that very powerful, devoted, focused energy. It's like lightning kind of thing. It's like, okay, let's focus the mind. So again, when Virgo is too scattered, basil can be really good for helping to focus that mind. Another beautiful one that probably one of the best one for Virgos is an oil called marjoram. Now, I did talk about marjoram when I spoke about Cancer, and sometimes obviously you can use oils for more than one sign. Marjoram is all about connection and heart. It's a heart chakra oil. It's sacred to Aphrodite, the goddess of love, as well as her son, Hymen, who is the god of marriage, as well as Gaia. And so when you work with marjoram, it really helps you connect your heart space to someone else's heart space, to understand their true heart's desire, and then you can truly be of service to them. It really works well with that dianite, which we were talking about before, with the blue jade. So marjoram's really good for that. The other perk about marjoram is Kim loves basil. Yes, it's great. Good for when you can't meditate, you're getting distracted, pop it on there as well. Marjoram also is a really good one to diffuse in the bedroom at night, or even put on your feet at night, and it can help to calm yourself down and to stop those thoughts from racing too much. A couple of my beautiful Virgo friends, I know they can get a bit neurotic in their mind, and they keep themselves up worrying and stressing about maybes, what ifs, and all that type of thing. So marjoram's beautiful for that heart connection and calming the mind. The best oil, single oil that I could recommend for Virgos. Now the final one is wintergreen. Oh, we got a lot of hearts then. Wintergreen is absolutely amazing. I pair it with my cryolite. I love to pair these two crystals together. This is your fuck it crystal. This is your fuck it oil. Letting go. Wintergreen we'll find in doTERRA's oils such as Ice Blue, which is your muscle relaxant one, helps everything to relax and get rid of muscle tension and tightness and that type of thing. It's your all-natural alternative to something like Denkarub or Deep Heat or Tiger Balm, which have nasty petrochemicals and rubbish in them. So Ice Blue is really good for that, and wintergreen is the main ingredient of that. And so just as it helps muscles and ligaments and tendons to relax and let go, it allows the mind to relax and let go. And so this, as we've been talking about Virgo, is absolutely perfect. Now, I also like to share an angel, just like we know about Michael and Gabriel and Raphael and all those angels. Did you know that each star sign has its own guardian angel? And Virgos, it's Hamaliel. I don't know why, but it always reminds me when I say Hamaliel of the part in Bohemian Rhapsody where they're like, Galileo, Hamaliel. I don't know where that comes from. That's just my crazy Mercury-ruled Gemini mind. But Hamaliel is the angel that looks over Virgos, helps them stay balanced, helps them to be of service and to truly listen to people's heart's desires, helps them to be organized and to understand and to see the imperfection in perfection. There's a really great passage by Ram Dass, and he talks about one day he went walking in the forest and he could understand why this tree had grown like this, and this one was a bit burnt, and this one was reaching for the sunlight to get past another one, so it had grown all in warped and wonderful ways. And then he realized as he went out walking through the city and looked at how people judge other people, and we can't understand why you've grown to be like that, why you've developed like that. And he said, from now on I want to treat people like trees, and I want to understand why they've grown to be the way they are. And so Ram Dass was talking about finding the perfection in the imperfection. Everything has grown exactly as it should. And what happens is Hamaliel helps you to see that. If you want to make a blend to connect with Hamaliel, I would try mixing equal parts of basil, marjoram, and peppermint. Peppermint will bring that clarity. It's a beautiful one for clarity. So mix that in, put it in your diffuser, aromatically dress in it, put a drop of each in your hand and breathe it in, and ask Hamaliel to bring in those Virgo energies. The crystal that works really well with Hamaliel is, I love using fluorite. Fluorite is absolutely amazing. Now, although we've been talking about Virgos today, I'm actually not talking to 1/12 of the population, I'm talking to everyone. Did you know that you don't just have one sign in your zodiac? Your birth chart is made up of all 12 signs. And you have all 12 zodiac energies within your personal astrological makeup. Sometimes some of the energies are underactive and we need to bring them up. Sometimes they're a bit overactive and we need to calm them down. And so using those different crystals and oils that I've discussed and shared with you today can help you bring different attributes into balance and help you to thrive more in this world. How do you learn how to do that? Well, I'm running a 6-month online course. It's called the Nature's Healers course. And we go through and you learn how to read your birth chart and work out where those energies are and how you can balance them. We'll go through all these nature's gifts again, as well as some extra tips as well. Now, this 6-month course is just not about astrology. We spend about 6 weeks on this, but we also look at the chakras, and I introduce you to my way of balancing chakras using a 21 crystal system, as well as essential oils. in the course fee, you actually get some crystals for the chakras and some amazing essential oils. We also look at gridding, cleansing. What else do we do? Lemurian healing, connecting with mythical beings such as like unicorns and mermaids and fairies, and bringing that energy in. So there's a whole range of different things. So it's a really great course. I really enjoy it. It's the third time I've been teaching it. We've got people all around the world, in Australia, New Zealand, America, Canada, London and the UK, Scotland, Belarus, Singapore, Hong Kong, Saudi Arabia, Abu Dhabi, everywhere. And so I'd love you to join in the course as well. I'll pop the link in the comment section below, and it's all on my website as well. If you'd like to find out more about that, it's called the Nature's Healers course. So today we've explored the beautiful Virgos. Join me tomorrow when we explore another beautiful, very generous giving sign, and that's Libra. At exactly the same time, we'll explore crystals and essential oils to help balance out the Libra energy for everyone. Thank you so much for joining me on this Facebook Live. My name's Adam Barralet. I'm from Crystal Connections. Blessed be. Enjoy the rest of your day.